right, sir, you are Aaron Roberts, and this is 25 DCCR 0250, and Mr. Roberts was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to the state jail felony offense of theft of property, and I've received the pre-sentence report. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the report?
Defense has your.
State has, Judge.
Are there any additions or corrections?
None from defense.
Not from the state.
And so the agreement was for a 5-year probation, restitution in the amount of $33,204.98. There was a disagreement as to the type of probation that was going to be left up to the court. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is your.
All right, let's go ahead and Mr. Lane, you may proceed.
Your Honor, we're asking the court to defer all proceedings for 5 years and place Mr. Roberts on probation and to order the $33,000 in restitution. He was working for about 10 months. He worked for about a year with this company, if I'm not mistaken, but for about 10 months there was no stealing at all. So I believe he started in August 2023. He had a child who was born with respiratory problems. The insurance company was not paying everything, so back in June of 2024, the bills started rolling in, and then he started embezzling from the company, which he confessed to once confronted. He has pled guilty. He is remorseful about this, and today he was going to come as best he could with $2,000 as restitution to show good faith, but about a month ago, he lost his job. Apparently, they're watching YouTube. But he has now gotten another job in Winnie, getting paid $19 an hour. The state's probably going to argue that he's gotten a chance on deferred before in 2010. That was 17 years ago. He did successfully complete that. And I think with the felony conviction, as the court well knows, it's much harder to obtain employment. He has disclosed this case to his new job in Winnie. I'm told that they have not made a decision. He's working, but it could affect him. He does have the willingness and the ability to pay the $33,000 back. The court always will have the opportunity to, if he doesn't comply, to revoke his probation, given he has no juvenile history, no misdemeanor history. He gets his 2-year-old child every weekend. It's type 2 diabetes, but he can do it. And I don't know if loss prevention with the company has actually paid any insurance claim. And I know Mr. Roberts would like to address the court as well.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Like I said, I'm remorseful for what I've done, so I'm just trying to do all I can to pay back what I owe.
On a 5-year probation, with my quick math, and I always joke about not being good at math, but that's $500 a month minimum to try to get this paid back. Mr. Coleman.
I'll be brief, Judge. Mr. Lane essentially made my argument for me. This is not this defendant's first run-in with the law. In fact, on a felony, a previous felony, he received 5 years deferred. He should have known, of all people, with that deferred, having had that chance, that to engage in this activity, this felony activity, very well could result in him possibly going to prison, let alone being on a post-conviction straight probation, Judge. The victim here, the complainant from the company that he stole from, is here if you want to hear directly from him how this negatively impacted that company. But Judge, people every day in everyday life have issues and financial issues that they deal with, and they don't resort to stealing more than $33,000 from their employer. I'm asking the court to put this defendant on straight probation. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. And I appreciate the victim being here wherever they are.
Frank. Jamarian Martin.
So Mr. Roberts, Mr. Coleman is correct. You did have an opportunity at a probation back in 2010. It looks like you were successful and you have stayed out of trouble since then. I really want this money as much as possible paid back. And and my thought is probably the best way for that to happen is for a deferred probation so that you can hopefully try to keep some decent job, because it's true that a conviction is going to change all that. But so I do want you to understand though, well, let me do this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Find sufficient evidence to find you guilty, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to defer all proceedings and place you on probation for 5 years. I am not going to order a fine. I am going to order that you pay the restitution in the amount of $33,204.98. This is going to be a zero tolerance probation. You are going to be required to make some payment every single month towards this restitution. Even if it's not the full amount each month, there better be something being paid. What can happen is you can go this whole probation, and a lot of people think, well, I'm going to wait for my tax refund, or I'm going to wait on whatever it is, I'm going to sell something next year, and they think they're going to get caught up at the end. And what can happen is if you do that and you come back in front of me on a motion to revoke, and I find that you could have paid some of the restitution and you didn't, you could have done every other thing right on your probation and still go to prison in 5 years. So you need to pay as much as possible. Every tax refund you get will go towards this restitution. You'll be required to give probation all of that documentation so that you can pay as much as you can every single month, and then each year there's going to be that payment as well. You'll be required to do community service and follow all of the other rules and conditions of probation. Obviously, you know this is an excellent opportunity because this conviction's not on your record.
This case starts with Aaron Roberts, a man caught between guilt survival and a desperate attempt to make things right. But will his excuses for embezzling over $33,000 hold up in court? Let's find out.
The other side of that, though, any violation, you're back in here, you're convicted. Mr. Coleman will be reminding me what he argued today, and you'll likely be going to prison for up to 2 years. You understand? All right, I'm handing you the trial court certification that shows this was an agreement that I followed, so you've waived your right to appeal. You need to have a seat here in the courtroom. Probation will call you up when she's ready to go over your paperwork. Good luck, sir. Thank you, Mr. Wayne. Thank you, Mr. Wayne. This is Mr. Hoffpower's sentencing. I didn't see you over there, Mr. Hoffpower. Good morning. Good morning. Are you Crystal Boen? And Ms. Boen was previously in court, entered a plea of guilty to theft of property, a state jail felony. That agreement was for a 4-year deferred probation with a $1,000 fine as well as restitution in the amount of $9,400. I've received the pre-sentence report. Have y'all all had an opportunity to review that report?
Yes.
And any additions or corrections or?
There's a lot of history, we understand, Your Honor, but discussed it with counsel also restitution.
Speak up, I'm
I
sorry.
just want to make sure the court knows restitution, most of the main issue we're looking at, get some of that money back.
I've got 1, 2, 3 and a quarter pages of criminal history. Well, there's a lot of stuff that wasn't dismissed. There were 14 felonies that weren't dismissed. At least 4 or 5 misdemeanors that weren't dismissed. I understand the restitution, and y'all know my position on that already this morning, but there's I mean, she's on probation right now in Sutton County, correct?
Yes.
I have been for 2 years.
Right. So do they know about this case? And what has happened over there, if anything?
I'm still continuing on my degree. Because I'm supposed to start nursing.
I can't understand you.
I'm supposed to start nursing school.
When?
I was actually supposed to start in September, but I had to wait to see.
Are you really going to be able to go to nursing
Yes, I
school
am.
with this type of criminal
Yes, ma'am.
history?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because I haven't been convicted of it. I'm a CNA now.
Where do you live now?
In Houston.
Okay,
The deferred one,
another issue that I see on here also is the restitution, because it shows 9,400, but then it also, that was from inside the bank, and then it shows 500 from an ATM and 100 from a cash app, totaling 10,000, not 9,400. Is that correct?
And that would have been added on, you know, that's a bank fee, I believe. I don't think that.
Well, it says 500 was withdrawn from an ATM outside the bank. Is that right? You know better than anybody.
I only went into it. I didn't have no access to the cars and that.
Okay. So possibly the other person that was involved did that?
Only thing we knew about
That was
was 400 that was within the bank.
I wasn't aware of, Your Honor, when we did it and got the, when I got the PSIs, when I was notified, I was in the cash wrap. But if it was a withdrawal, then that would be her responsibility joint and separately, so
Right, it says, so
that's a request.
the contact from Do Good said that the defendant withdrew the entire loan amount of 10,000, 94 from inside the bank, 500 from an ATM, and 100 from a cash app transaction. It doesn't matter if you did it or if the other person that you were with did it. Y'all were working together. So you're both, and what's the other status of
I
the,
don't have the other status of another person, Your Honor, that's just one that's the charge. I'm not coaching on there. But
So here's where it gets complicated. Aaron's defense rests on necessity, a sick child mounting bills, and a system that didn't help him. But can hardship really justify theft? What do you think? Should the judge show mercy or stick to the law?
she's responsible.
yeah. So I mean, if there was another person, and you didn't give that
I
information,
don't
then
have
that's, okay. Apparently the cops didn't either, so.
She went in the bank, she was the one called. Size, whether or not she has a conflict on the backside, is not to my knowledge.
And hold on, so the probations in Sutton County, have they been transferred to Harris County? So you're going in person in Harris County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so it's the state's position to go forward with the agreement?
I understand the court's concern, and the state has the same. Like I said, our initial deal was to get some of the money back on our victim, however, we
So,
understand.
all right, so here's what I'm going to do, Ms. Bogan. I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. Can y'all hold it down over there, please? I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily, find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. I just don't know. I just can't believe I'm even considering doing this, honestly. I'm not. I can't. There's no way. It has to be straight probation, and I realize that that's going to potentially have some issues, but I can't with 14 prior felony offenses, same type of thing, so.
I don't.
You do?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. How many do you think you have?
I have 3 hearings and one back home.
Okay, you have lots of them that were at the same time for different offenses.
And I was never convicted, never charged.
Yeah, you did probations for them. Forgery of a financial instrument, don't talk over me. March 3rd, 2008, Harris County, 180 days in jail, so that one was reduced. March of 2014, forging identification cards in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, 1 year probation. Same charge, same probation, so that's 2 in Ohio. March of 2014, aggravated theft in Ohio, another probation, the same date, but still another charge. March of 2014, attempted drug possession, pled guilty, 1 year probation. March of 2014, same thing in Ohio, possessing criminal tools, probation, all of that. It was at the same time, but still different cases. November of 2014, forgery, 2 cases, got probations in those. I'm going to run out of fingers. March, another one, theft, aggravated theft in Ohio in 2014. Then we go to Sutton County, Texas, and you have 5 continuous smuggling of persons for pecuniary benefit, and that's the 10-year probation that you're on in 5 different cases.
Okay.
That's not correct.
No. Okay.
So how many cases are you on probation for in Sutton County?
It all ran together. So.
I understand it all.
Just one.
It doesn't run, but that's not how it works.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
When it runs together, it just means you're serving it at this. I'm rejecting the plea agreement. I'm resetting your case for 3 weeks. We'll see you back in 3 weeks. Y'all can talk about it then. Ma'am,
What?
this is not going to help.
It don't matter. My life's on anyway.
Well, looks like you did that, not me. I'll see you in 3 weeks. Come on, hold on, get her, don't let her go. Come back. Everybody heard it.
You're bullshit.
Come back.
You're a lawyer.
I told my lawyer he was bullshit. I didn't say this.
You don't talk like that to anybody in this case because he didn't do this either, you did.
He got me the plea.
He did he did a great job.
And there it is, the state's hammer drops. The prosecutor isn't buying any of it. He's reminding the court that Roberts has been here before. That's right, this isn't his first felony rodeo.
I'm going to find at this time that your bond is not sufficient because of your attitude and because of your
I gotta go to work. So I'm gonna lose my job and everything too?
Well, maybe you shouldn't cuss at your lawyer. Maybe you shouldn't have this attitude here in the courtroom. I'm going to raise your bond. What's the bond currently set at? Don't cry now after saying it's bullshit to him and acting like this in here. Stop. No, you're going to make it worse. You're just going to make it worse. You should, when I told you a minute ago to stop, you should have stopped when I told you to. Let's see, can you... All right, I'm going to set your bond at $25,000. Go back with the bailiff.
All eyes are on the bench. Now the judge knows this decision could define Erin's future mercy, or consequence. Her words could mean 5 years of freedom or 2 behind bars. That's a lifeline. Deferred probation, no conviction for now, but it's a tightrope walk. 1 wrong move, 1 missed payment, and Erin could lose everything. 0 tolerance means 0 mistakes.